Right, y'all. So we are back. We are back on live. Welcome to the channel, y'all. So we're gonna recap some of the stuff that happened with Cassie when she was cross-examined by Diddy's team yesterday, which is ironic because some things came out, some new details came out, and we're gonna talk about that. So as you guys come in, please make sure you are hitting the like button. Um, let's see what we got here. So we're gonna definitely go back to our favorite spot, and we're gonna make sure that we go back and kind of get all of the details. Um, what's new? What's been going on, you guys? So we're gonna go back to some of the cross examination was very very telling yesterday. Okay, especially with the defense team, Diddy's team, they did a really good job. So we're going to go back and we're going to see exactly what was said. Some of the people that was reporting on it yesterday did a very good job. So yeah, we're going to get into all of that in a second. One moment, guys.
Back on the witness stand today, this time facing cross-examination from Sean Combs' lawyers. His defense team fighting back against testimony that Ventura was forced to participate in drug-fueled sexual encounters known as freak-offs. Combs' team submitting often explicit text messages and emails sent between the former couple into evidence. In one, Ventura writing to Combs in 2009 after they had been dating for 2 years, "I'm always ready to freak off." In another that same year, she writes, "When we used to freak off when we were so in love, there were no questions asked. It felt right." When asked by Combs' lawyer about a text from 2017 where she said she loved freak offs, Ventura said they were just words at that point.
There's a chance that one or more of the jurors might hear this evidence that she came back time and time again to Combs, that she participated in these freak-offs. And some of the jurors may conclude that this was more of a choice than it was coercion.
The defense team also asking about the couple's infidelity on both sides, seeming to paint the relationship as deeply troubled but consensual. Cassie said Combs kicked her in the back after finding out she cheated on him with rapper Kid Cudi, also admitting that she was jealous of a relationship Combs was having with another woman. She also spoke about the couple's extensive drug use and revealed Combs overdosed on painkillers in 2012. She said drug dependence influenced some of the rapper's mood swings and also spoke again about her own drug addiction. Ventura's cross-examination comes after 2 days of emotional testimony in which she said Combs subjected her to years of physical and psychological abuse, testifying that Combs blackmailed her with recordings from sexual encounters to silence her and keep her in the relationship. Combs has pleaded not guilty and says the freak-offs were consensual.
Chloe, there's been some heated back and forth about the length of this cross-examination. Do we expect to see Ventura again?
Yes, Lester, we expect for Ventura to be back on the stand tomorrow, and we anticipate that she's going to testify more about the days leading up to that violent incident at the Intercontinental Hotel in 2016 with Combs. But the defense has been given only 5 more hours to finish their cross-examination because Ventura could go into labor as early as this weekend.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers. Tracy from Lily's of Charleston.
All right, so yeah, so today is supposed to be the last day of Cassie's trial. Okay, let's stop sharing that for now. So today is going to be the last day of Cassie's cross-examination, and it's supposed to be one that's supposed to bring out some more evidence, y'all. Let's see. I want to welcome you guys to the channel. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And we're going to get into the inner city press, our favorite place to be. Look, I'm not going to hold y'all, okay? I looked at some other people's information and pages about this, and I'm not going to lie. Do I think Cassie was 100% forced to do this? I'm 50-50 on that, and here's why. Yesterday in cross-examination with the defense team, they asked Cassie to read some messages that she sent to P. Diddy. And in some of the messages, you can clearly see she said that she loved the freak offs. She couldn't wait to do a freak off. At one point in time, they asked her to read a message where P. Diddy Combs said to her, are you on your monthly? And when will it be going off? And she responded and said that I'm not on my I think she said that I'm skipping my monthly, her period. Okay, so she said at one point she was going to be skipping her cycle. And I know a lot of people was like, what does that mean? I mean, it could mean a number of things, meaning she planned on probably getting knocked up, or she just planned on. There's a thing, this is going to sound so vital, but there is a thing where women can actually have a bath, right? And I don't even want to talk about it. They can have a bath, use a certain product, and it can stop their monthly for a day or two, but eventually, they'll start their cycle again. So maybe that was something that she was talking about. So we're gonna head on over to some of the messages that Inner City Press put out. If you guys can hear me, please, 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 please let me know in the comment section. Because I want to make sure this live goes unhinged, if you know what I mean. I'm yeah. Okay, so let me go here to Inner City Press. Let me refresh that. Hold on, guys. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. Screen share. Okay, good. Let's get that out the way. Let's take that off. Okay, so Inner City Press, guys, you already know you can follow them on X, formerly known as Twitter. And they've been keeping us updated on all the latest things that's been happening in the courtroom, especially, what the prosecutors are actually asking Cassie while on the stand. So, oh God, this is crazy. Crazy. Not Nicki Minaj. Cassie testified in court that Nicki Minaj encouraged her to stay with Diddy after she opened up to her about the horrible things she was going through. This goes to show that Nicki Minaj was very much ... Prosecutors. Oh, okay. Prosecutors said, oh, okay, continue. Cassie said, well, I didn't reach out to a lot of people. Sean P. Diddy Combs had too many loyal friends in the industry. The prosecutors asked, loyal friends like who? Cassie said, well, like I reached out to Nicki Minaj and she told me to stop complaining. It's part of the game. You are rich and famous. Girls will die to be in your shoes. Oh my God. Hey, please sue them as they are lying on my name. Oh, wow. That is shocking. So she's alleging that Nicki Minaj encouraged her to stay with Diddy after complaining. That is odd as heck. Okay. I want to start at the bottom. If that is true, that is wild. But there's always another side to the story. I wonder if Nicki Minaj is going to come out and actually say something about that. That would be very interesting. So, as we all know, yesterday the judge also scolded Diddy's defense team because they wanted to know how long was their cross-examination going to be for, because before trial started there was a pre-trial, and I guess the defense and the prosecutors agreed that they wouldn't hold Cassie up more than a week for questioning, and that the judge also wanted to know how long was the defense going to be keeping her on the stand, and how much longer was the defense going to be needing her on the stand, because it seems like their line of questionings was slow. But I got to give it to some of the people that were actually what's the word, that actually covered it yesterday. Tisa Tells, shout out to her. She's amazing. I love her content. I love her attitude. I love her personality. She's just so fun and giggly. Tisa Tells did an amazing coverage. Love that. Also, Armand Wiggins, who I love I love the context, that's the commentary that he's giving on the case, because it doesn't seem like he's on either person's side. So I do love that he's not being biased. And he covered some really interesting information about that. So as we go back to inner city press, um, we're gonna go down a few because I think we missed some things. um, let's see. I have always had an issue with how to read these text messages as they come in. Okay, so yeah, trial wrapped up in the Sean and so yeah, that was May 14th. They wrapped up talking about Kid Cudi, which was really interesting. I think the defense built the case around the fact this was 23 minutes ago. I think the defense did a good job yesterday, from my understanding, from what a lot of people were saying, that the defense really honed in on the fact that these two, Diddy and Cassie, were very drug induced, were very their relationship was based around a lot of heavy drugs, drinking, partying, freak offs, right? And that their mutual combat, I mean, not mutual, but a lot of the issues in their relationship stem from them not only getting high, but actually coming down off the high. And sometimes it seems as if the defense was pushing an issue that maybe P. Diddy had a drug problem. And when he wasn't high, that's when he would be irritated, violent, angry, not so much as just targeting her altogether. But the defense was trying to make a point that, yes, it seems as if, every time you said that he was upset and angry, it was either that you guys were actually, at a freak off, doing a freak off, going to a freak off, and y'all were high. Because the common denominator was y'all were two partners that called each other the high partners, the getting high partners was what Cassie said that her and Diddy called themselves, the getting high partners. It seems like, most of what the violence occurred was when you guys were either high and doing a freak off, or when you guys were actually winging down off the high. Okay. And that's what she would say. Wouldn't that make someone who is trying to take themselves off of drugs, wouldn't that irritate them in some kind of way? And Cassie was like, I mean, yeah, that can be true. He was irritable whenever he wasn't, high on opioids. So that was, I think, the defense angle at one point. And then they also cross-examined Cassie to the point where they asked Cassie, like, at some point when she discovered that P. Diddy was cheating on her with Gina, it infuriated her. And so she, in retaliation, started to cheat on P. Diddy. And also, they correlated that the fact that Cassie was actually intertwining or dating people that P. Diddy actually introduced her to, which she went behind his back. So P. Diddy would introduce her to all these celebrities and high, celebrities, producers, and things like that. And at some point, Cassie would go behind P. Diddy's back, and she would initially start dating these people. So Cassie, Cassie had a pattern. That's what Cassie had, a pattern of dating other people that was introduced to her through P. Diddy, and she had a pattern of dating people in the industry just based off, introductions from P. Diddy. And they correlated like three people, I believe. Ryan Leslie, Kid Cudi, and I forgot the other one's name. He's a famous black actor. It'll come to me in a second. So let's go on over to the Enterprise, you guys, so we can see what's going on now. All right, so Enterprise has updated the Nicki Minaj piece is crazy. I mean, just crazy. Let's see. Let's start here because the Nicki Minaj piece is crazy. I wonder if she's gonna respond to this. You guys think she's gonna respond? Let's see. Okay, so 7 minutes ago, 9 minutes ago, I've learned to read the older ones first because they seem to be going in correlation with the one at the bottom. I don't know why these notifications keep popping up. Thank you guys for coming to the channel. I appreciate it so very much. Okay. So here we are, 9 minutes ago. Diddy's attorney comes in and asks Cassie. Oh wow. Diddy attorney comes in and says, Mr. Combs spent a lot of money to make sure the video did not get released. What video? I have to go back and find out. Cassie says, I don't know. Diddy's attorney asks Cassie, you had a conversation with Jonathan Oddie that was transcribed. Cassie said, I'm not sure. Diddy's attorney says to Cassie, he was volatile. Cassie said, I didn't trust him. Diddy's attorney said, that was you, right? Cassie said, yes. Diddy's attorney said, did Mr. Combs express concern about these videos being released? Cassie says, when? Diddy's attorney said, ever? Cassie says, yes. Diddy's attorney says, the escort, Jonathan, you thought he took a video? Cassie said, yes. Oh, okay. So they're asking her about another escort, Jonathan Oddie, which we all know. If you don't know Jonathan Oddie, let me pull him up really quick. This was the one, I believe, Jonathan Oddie. Hold on, guys. I want to make sure I get this picture up. Because I believe you guys remember Jonathan Oddie. He was the one that was supposedly, yes, this is Jonathan Oddie. Let me share him with you guys. 1 second. So this is Jonathan Oddie. Okay, so he's the one that said that he had the freak offs with Cassie and P. Diddy way back in, I don't know, 2018, right? So this is him, Jonathan Oddie. He said he had freak offs with DJ Khaled, allegedly, Rick Ross, allegedly, and P. Diddy. He's been saying that for years. There's a law and crime video on that too. So let's keep that in mind. That is crazy. All right, so let's go back. I want to make sure. Let's go back. Okay. I'm just going to share this whole thing so that we can get to it. All right, so let's go back. So the escort, Jonathan Oddie, who was this guy, right? Cassie does remember him. She does remember his face when the prosecutor showed her Jonathan Oddie. She said that was an escort that her and Diddy often used, and that she believed that Jonathan Oddie had a video, that he took a video. And Cassie said, yes, I do believe he took a video. And Diddy's attorney says Mr. Combs spent a lot of money to make sure the video did not get released. She said, I don't know. Cassie says, I don't know. Diddy's attorney says you had a conversation with Jonathan Oddie that was transcribed. Cassie says, I'm not sure, saying she doesn't remember if she's had a conversation with him about the video or not. Diddy's attorney says, was he volatile? And Cassie said, I didn't trust him. Okay. That is crazy. Let's go down and see what else we got. Sean Combs. I believe there's another lawsuit that he has several lawsuits going on. This is crazy. Let me see. Let's go down some more. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a comment section. Let me know where you guys are watching the video from. What state, what city are you in? Yep, that was yesterday when a judge went off. He wanted to know. Yeah. All right, so the wooden hanger piece about. So Cassie has a friend, And I keep forgetting the girl's name. Let's see if we can find Cassie says friend was hit with wooden hanger. This is how I just give it. So yes, so here's the friend that allegedly was hit with a hanger in the back of the head by Diddy. What a wild piece, right? Insane. 1 second. Okay. So word is that this young lady was visiting Cassie, and they were about to do some substances. Okay. And before they started to do the substances, or Diddy walked in on Cassie, and what is this young lady's name? Hold on. I have to make sure I get all of this down for you guys, because there wasn't a real, I can't think of what was her name. No, that's not her. Just random people popping on your feed is crazy. Anyways, there was a time where Cassie's friend, let's see, they didn't say her name. So Cassie said that she didn't witness this, but she had a friend over, a good friend of hers that had been friends for like 17 years. And Cassie and her friend Cassie's friend was at her place, and P. Diddy walked in, right? And so they're about to get high. And when P. Diddy walks in, he sees that they're about to get high. This is a good friend of Cassie. And so when Diddy walks in, Cassie said she was in the other room, but she heard a big loud pop. And that's when she realized that P. Diddy had popped her friend in the back of the head with a wooden hanger at some point. And they asked her about that. They said, Cassie, okay, so yeah, Diddy's attorney said, you wanted to be the main girlfriend. And Cassie said yes in 2013. And Diddy's attorney asks her, you saw social media posts of Mr. Combs with other girlfriends and got angry, right? And Cassie was like, can I speak? I was jealous of certain situations. Then Cassie said, okay, so switching topics. Okay. So then Cassie goes on to say that I did not, okay, so hold on. Okay, so Diddy's attorney asks Cassie, when you say Mr. Combs went with guns to find Suge Knight, do you remember telling the government that you did go with them? Cassie says, no. Diddy's attorney said, let me show you. Cassie says, Diddy's attorney said, let me show you. And then there was the prosecution said, interjection with just for parties, right? So they're trying to specify that no, she didn't actually go, with him to do anything illegal with guns or anything. Okay, so let's get down here. So they asked Cassie says, I did not go with them, so I don't think I said that. And Combs' attorney says, you also did drugs with Miss Morgan. That's her name. So the young lady in that picture, this is Miss Morgan. This is the person that P. Diddy popped in the back of the head with a freaking wooden hanger. So the Diddy's attorney is trying to establish that Cassie didn't only do drugs with P. Diddy, she did drugs with other people too, right? So Diddy's attorney says, you did drugs with Mrs. Morgan, right? And Cassie said, yes. And Diddy's attorney asks her, do you recall telling the government that you did not see, I think that's what that meant, see what he did, hitting her in the head with a wooden hanger? So Cassie testified when the prosecution asked Cassie 2 days ago about one of her relationships with her longtime good friend, Morgan, which I just showed you the picture of. Cassie said that she witnessed P. Diddy hit her in the back of the head. And why does that matter? Because they're trying to find some holes in her story. They're trying to trip her up and say, she can't even recall a lot of the incidents because she was so high, right? And so what they're trying to find as many holes in her story as they can. As if they could get her to be inconsistent with her, recalling or recollection of certain situations, they can say, how would she ever be able to know? You know what I mean? Like, how will she ever be able to be honest when she can't remember how certain things happen in certain situations? She's been, high off of substances, as well as P. Diddy, because the defense team has already called their own, their own client, P. Diddy, a junkie. But they're adding to that to say that you too were, high, out of your mind. How can you recall all of these things so vividly? So with that being said, when she said that, you recall telling the government that you did not see what he did, hitting her in the back of the head? And Cassie did say at one point, yes, I didn't actually see it. I just heard it. I was in the other room. But on the stand with prosecution, she did say, I saw it with my own eyes. So that was just something to point out there. And let's get back to, I wonder if Nicki Minaj gonna respond. That is crazy. But then again, you don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. Cassie just testified to that like 39 minutes ago. Inner City Press has been informed that a falsified post of his posting has been circulating. Oh, okay. So this is not, Sean was not included below. Oh, okay. So this is a lie. Okay. I was wondering, like, that is crazy. Let's see. I don't have time for that. I'm going to have to fix that on my own. All right. So now they're getting to Jonathan. Like I said, Jonathan Audi, he's going to be a witness on the case as well. And I can't wait. Can't wait to see what Jonathan is going to say. So they also have confirmed that Aubrey O'Day will actually be on the stand too. Let's see something here. Yes, so it's been confirmed that the Danity Kane members Aubrey O'Day and Don Richard are set to testify in the sex trafficking trial. I was about to say the real word, but you know how YouTube be giving it up. They don't be wanting you to say nothing. Let's get back to it, guys. Let's get back to it. Let's see where we are. Okay. Let's see. You guys, let me know where you're watching the video from. All right, let's go back here. I'm gonna really have to get that. That's really getting on my nerves. It's like this pop-up that comes up on my screen that's telling me that connect your phone and all this craziness. All right, so 20 minutes ago. Diddy's so Diddy attorney asks Cassie, what did Mr. Combs say when you told him you thought Mr. Audi was recording? Cassie says, he said he'd take care of it. Diddy's attorney asks Cassie, are you aware of an escort leaving comments on Mr. Combs' Instagram page? She said, I am not. Okay. That was the latest one. So yes, they're supposed to be finished with questioning Cassie by lunchtime. And the judge say he may give them some leeway, a little bit of time after lunch, but not much. Yes, so okay, looks like Sean calls May 16th, Cassie to end by 4:30 today. Filing's not docket. Okay, great. Did Diddy do it? Did Diddy do it? Let me know in the comment section. Do you think he did it? Do you guys think he did it? Did he do it? Did Diddy do it? It's crazy. 4 minutes ago, we got an update. Mr. Combs' attorney says, now let's talk about rehab. Do you still Subonox? I'm not going to even lie. I don't know what that word is. Cassie says something like that. Diddy's attorney says, what does it treat? Opioid. Cassie says opioid addiction. Okay. What does that mean? Look, I'm not afraid to tell you guys. Like, if I don't know what something means, I'm gonna go look it up for us. And if you know what it means, just drop it in the comment section. Oop. Um. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. So yeah. So Cassie, Diddy's attorney says, now let's talk about rehab. Do you still? I guess he meant use some Sabonix, Sabonix or something like that. It's a prescription used to treat opioid disorder. Okay, so Cassie says something like that. Diddy's attorney said, "What does it treat?" Cassie says, "Opioid addiction." Prosecutors object, overruled. Um, let's see. Diddy's attorney says, "You wrote a book in rehab. The place treats sexual compulsion." What? So she's in treatment for being a sex addict? Okay. Wow, wow, wow. Prosecution says objection. Then they go to sidebar. See, I think they wanted to tread lightly when it came to her sexual history or her sexual information because at some point they wanted to talk about it, but I think the defense wanted to talk about her sexual background, but like I said, the defense was trying to, get every little piece of information about her out there so that they can, debunk her as best they can. But for some reason, they said no, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to even talk about that issue. That's not a thing. Let's see here. I want to look over. Let's see here. So many different things, and it's only 9:50, y'all. That's crazy. Let's go to CNBC. Let's go to CNBC. Let's go here. Let's see what they're saying. 17 hours ago, Don Richard expected to be next witness for government. Breaking news, y'all. Don Richard is expected to be the next witness. We know what she's been saying. That's clearly not going to be an issue. Okay. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I was looking something up. Okay. Don Richardson. I wanted to find something that she said. Okay. Let me see. Court done for the day. Cassie's asked about taking. Hold on. Combs didn't want to get caught in the matrix doing freak offs. Okay, so I didn't get this. Okay, so let's read this real quick, y'all. Okay. So, it's a lot. Combs got explosives when she did drive it down. Okay. All right, let's go back and read some of this. I'm not trying to get quiet on you guys. All right, let's go back because yesterday I did get off early and I missed a couple of things. Okay, I'm not really interested in the Kid Cudi piece because we know that they both were doing a lot of things. Okay, I did stop there. So Cassie admits to cheating on P. Diddy with Kid Cudi. Cassie admits to keeping a burner phone while she was dating rapper Kid Cudi to keep the relationship private and away from Mr. Combs. I thought it would be way too dangerous if we found out, she said. As she was dating Cudi, Cassie said she continues to have freak offs with P. Diddy because to her it was a job. When Combs found out about Cudi while going through her phone during one of their sex sessions. Cassie said Combs attacked her. She keeps going back to it was a job. It was a job. But then in some text messages, she would say she enjoyed it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of crazy. Welcome to the channel, y'all. Where are you watching from? Look, y'all, real quick. I'm literally about 100 subscribers away from 1,000 subs, guys. We're going to grow this channel, and I would greatly appreciate it if you guys lock in with the channel. If you like the kind of content that I'll be putting on the channel, go and check it out. Look at some of the things that I have on the channel. You might enjoy some things, and give me a sub, you guys. Stay up to date with the channel, okay? So yeah, she keeps referring back to it was a job. And with human trafficking, I'm trying to see, does that correlate with what she's trying to accomplish with that? Okay, so she keeps saying she is saying she had to have the freak offs with Combs because to her it was a job. Yeah, that's dangerous mental thinking. Cassie says P. Diddy became crazy and kicked her when she found out about the Kid Cudi. Cassie Ventura says that Combs kicked her in the back at his house after finding out that she was cheating on him with the rapper Kid Cudi in 2011. When asked by Combs' attorney if her relationship with Kid Cudi drove Mr. Combs crazy, Cassie replied and said, "To my knowledge, it wasn't good." She confirmed that Combs was especially offended by the affair with Cudi because of his status within the music industry. She added the suspicious and grievance over fidelity came up repeatedly throughout their relationship. Combs suspected Cassie of dating Michael B. Jordan. Fine. Okay. Michael B. Jordan is up. Okay, so Cassie Ventura told the jury Combs suspected her of being in a relationship with actor Michael B. Jordan. Asked what Combs' reaction was to the alleged relationship, Cassie said, "I wasn't there to see it." Cassie said she couldn't remember if Combs tried to text her about him, but he did try to make contact. So he's going back and checking her phone and trying to figure out who else in the celebrity world is she trying that, she may have attempted to be intimate with. Cassie said Combs got explosive when she did drugs without him. Cassie Ventura described Combs' reaction to her taking illicit drugs without him as explosive. Cassie added that he told his drug dealers in Los Angeles to stop giving her drugs. Cassie reached out to Combs. Cassie reached out to P. Diddy's inner circle over balcony dangling incident. See, there's so many damn incidents with this man. I mean, blowing up people's car, dangling people off rooftops, charging at her with a corkscrew to stab her in the eye, kicking her back in, sores in her mouth. She's catching UTIs. She's addicted to opioids. She's stealing opioids. She's doing drugs with everybody. He cuts off. I mean, God damn, like, these. And even though the defense is feeling like she was a drug addict slut, basically, right? She would sleep with any and everything. It's just like, damn, well, where did the damn abuse come from? Like, I'm kind of confused about that part. Hey, you guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. So that was kind of crazy to me because if you high and y'all beating the shit out of each other, like, that's a whole different. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so yeah, Cassie Ventura testified that she sent a text message to P. Diddy's chief of staff about an incident in which he allegedly dangled someone over a balcony. Cassie acknowledged hearing that P. Diddy supposedly dangled Brianna Banna over a balcony after the fact, but still reached out to a person in Combs' inner circle. "I did text that. There were other crazy things that happened," Cassie said, and adding she couldn't remember the name of the person she sent the text to. "I saw what I saw, so I don't know." So this is something they talked about yesterday. P. Diddy had overdosed on painkillers. I believe this was back in 2016. P. Diddy once overdosed on painkillers, and that the drug dependency fueled some of the rapper's mood swings, Cassie said. During a cross-examination by defense, Diddy's attorney, Cassie was asked if Combs ever overdosed and if she was ever addicted. Cassie answered yes to both. And when the defense asked if Combs' mood swings were tied to pills, Cassie affirmingly replied it was part of it. So that's what I was saying yesterday. After researching and looking around, they're saying that P. Diddy's only problem with the defense is this is what they're saying. His only problem is that he was an addict, and whenever he was off of his drugs or his medication, he would have these severe mood swings that would then prompt him to be agitated easily, angry easily. And those were some of the reasons why some of these incidents occurred, not because he viciously was just beating on her and kicking her in the back and busting her eye and giving her black eyes, but they're saying that this was a cause and effect of a drug addict induced induced situation, meaning that he was coming off a high. You know, when you come off a high, you're very irritated, which is bullshit. Okay. So Cassie confirms baby oil used in freak offs contain no drugs. No drugs, no Diddy. Cassie Ventura confirmed to the court that there were never any drugs contained in the baby oil used during freak offs with Combs. Combs was accused in a lawsuit last year of spiking the lubricant with GHB, commonly referred to as a date rape drug. Well, sheesh, we didn't. Did they test them? How did they know that? Did that is so trash. Like, how would you need all that damn baby oil for? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if some were. Cassie relented to Combs' repeated requests for a freak off before a 2016 hotel assault. P. Diddy videotaped assault on Cassie at a Los Angeles hotel was preceded by his repeated requests for a freak off that she expressed reservations about, the witness said. Cassie said she wanted to devote her attention to the premiere of The Perfect Match, a romantic comedy that included herself. Despite her concerns after performing a freak off during her promotional duties for the film, she agreed after he kept asking over and over again. So she's trying to work on her career, go do her acting thing, and he's calling her phone saying, "When are we gonna do another freak off?" Like relentlessly to the fact where he wore her down, and she was just like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, we can do one." Like there is a such thing as I talked about this yesterday, like right, like where you could just be, you can agree to something, but you're not actually agreeing to it. You're just kind of like just trying to make the situation smooth over. Because like I talked about it yesterday, like somebody can keep calling your phone, and if they're not used to you not answering, like if somebody calls you daily and then one time you don't pick up and they keep calling you repeatedly, like over and over, to get you to answer the phone, that's a form of psychological. So it could have been, some kind of manipulation behind that where she just was like, he's not going to stop asking. He's not going to stop calling. So I'm just going to say, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's just get this shit over with. But it's a form of psychological mind control for sure. Okay, so Combs didn't want to get caught in the matrix during freak offs. Cassie says Cassie told the court that P. Diddy expressed concerns about getting caught in the matrix, their code for getting too high during freak offs. What? Cassie proposed a shorter freak off session in the Intercontinental Hotel to avoid getting too high before her film premiere. A matrix is like the high, and we would be getting too high for anything sexual to happen. There would be no performance, Cassie said during court. So they would get too high, and then they couldn't get off. And Combs and P. Diddy didn't want to get too high, but he would get too high. He actually overdosed one time. The court was done for today. This was yesterday. The court done for day as Cassie is asked about taking bad batch of MDMA for hotel freak off. Cassie Ventura was asked by the defense if she took a bad batch of MDMA at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. Before Combs was caught on security cameras assaulting her in 2016. Cassie responded that she didn't recall exactly what she took or how the freak off began at the hotel. The testimony brought an end to a grueling day of cross examination that continues on Friday morning, which is today, and we're going to go back in a second. I just want to kind of catch up a little bit. The U.S. District Judge, I cannot pronounce his name, don't make me, is urging Combs' lawyer to wrap up their questions for the 8-month pregnant witness. So yesterday the judge did rule Diddy's team about how long they're going to keep Cassie on the stand, right? Don Richard, the formerly Diddy Kane member, will be on the stand today, guys. That has been confirmed for sure. And Aubrey O'Day, who has always been vocal about the treatment that she received from and the threats that she received allegedly from P. Diddy. Let's go back to Inner City Press. Let's go back for a second. Let's see. Okay, so they're back. Diddy team says, did you get neurofeedback therapy? Neurofeedback therapy? Oh my goodness. You guys, that is a very serious, that's a very serious therapy. That's like where they stick those little pieces on your head. And they kind of like do shock therapy where if you want to get something out of your head, they'll do that. Cassie says yes. She said yes, she did get neuro therapy. Diddy's attorney says, what is it? Cassie said, they hook something up to your head and show you things. See how you react. Diddy's attorney said, were you told the effects of it? Cassie says, help me with my trauma. Okay. So she had to get neurotherapy. That's how bad it was. Wow. Hold on. 45 seconds ago, we just got something in. Yeah. So pretty much everything Cassie went through in that decade, I mean, they're going to spill the tea on everything. Let's see. Let's go back up for a second. Cassie, I was still physically developing. Let's see, where are we? I hate when that happens. He'll upload something and then it'll knock me right out the way. Okay. To help me with my trauma. Okay, got that. Cassie, I'm not sure at what part is this. Let's just start right here. Okay, let's start up here. I was still physically developing. Diddy's attorney says, you were 22. Cassie says, women keep developing after 22, don't you think? Diddy's attorney says, but you're not suggesting you were still physically developing after 22. Cassie says, I'm not. Diddy's attorney says, this message is about having a freak out without ketamine, right? Then the prosecutors come in and say, may I conference with counsel? Judge says no, but we'll take a break. Judge leaves, more coming. So they're on a break right now. Let's see, 1 second. Let me make sure I got that right. Hold on, let me make sure. Yep. They're on a break. 57 seconds. With jury out, judge. Witness list by Sunday, 5 p.m. The judge wants a witness list for next week by the end of Sunday. So they have the weekend to get their witness list together. Excuse me, guys. But will this and other filings, which are clearly judicial documents, be in the docket? Judge, as for those long text messages, use binders so we can save time. Okay, let's go back. All right. Let me stop sharing for a second. I mean, goodness gracious. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube and be nosy. Let's go to YouTube and be nosy. Okay, let's go to YouTube and be nosy, y'all. Because you know some other people gonna give it up. For sure. Wow. What's this? Let me see. Diddy is done. I told y'all. With the feds, it really only take one witness. I've seen this in real time. For real. Where all they need is one witness. Right? To corroborate just a few pieces of what they were talking about. I mean, do I think this is kind of related to R. Kelly? I don't think P. Diddy's case is really actually the goddamn exact blueprint as R. Kelly, because R. Kelly actually was, targeting minors in human trafficking. I could be wrong, has to do with targeting minors and using them as means of getting money. But R. Kelly and his case are two totally different things. Let's look at this, y'all. Let me share this with y'all. Now I know I'm probably gonna get flagged for this, but I'm gonna do it because I love y'all. I might not even upload this. I might. Jeez, I know. Let's see.
And this is similar to what happened in the Tory Lanez case, where the bodyguard whose DNA was on the weapon, he disappeared. So I expect to see a lot of strange things take place. I expect to see the defense team do a lot of steps to lighten the image of Combs. And we've been watching that take place.
From what you know about him, Sean Combs, obviously the perception of him has changed dramatically.
We're just hopping around right now. Make sure y'all leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We're just hopping around. We're going to see. They're going to be on break for a minute, so we're just going to hop around and check out some clips on just a couple of things that I saw from yesterday. I just wanted to take a look at it.
Dramatically, since these allegations were made and since he got charged. I mean, from everything we're seeing now, he seems a very unpleasant, nasty, violent piece of work. Is that a correct assessment?
The assessment is going to be correct. So what I've learned is whenever you see a gentleman like this from affluence and power, whenever they have an addiction to MDMA or the drug ecstasy, they call it the love drug. So he's been doing this drug for over 20 years. So that's going to lead his view skewed when it comes to sexual activity. I believe it's helped turn him into a sexual deviant. And, what type of man wants to see another man urinate in his wife's mouth? I feel like it's evil. I think his behavior is egregious. And, I have a history of using very heinous acts on people like this who participate in this type of lascivious acts.
As we're talking, Cassie Ventura, who was his longtime girlfriend, is one of the two people who the feds have brought this case with. She says that Combs would bash on my head, knock me over, drag me, kick me. Asked how often, she replied, too frequently. She says she didn't want to participate in the freak-offs, as he called them, but she did so because she loved him very much and wanted to make him happy. She told the jury she was scared of what he would do if she said no. Physical violence from Combs, she said, was always on the back of her mind. He wanted to control every aspect of her life, from how she looked to her work. And when he couldn't reach her immediately, he and his employees would call her incessantly or come and find her in person. So she's building a picture of a violent control freak. Is that a picture that you recognize of what you know about this?
Right. So definitely, these are traits that I recognize. In the field that I work in, whenever we get a call for a retrieval and a family is concerned about a loved one, those same characteristics that this woman listed is the same things that streetwalkers will list about their boyfriend, which is actually their pimp and panderer. That's why I have an affinity for people who are survivors of this type of nonsense and oppression. And this sounds familiar. You know, along this path, I've been poisoned 3 times. My toxicology report showed cyanide. And, you know, cyanide metabolizes into pneumonia in your body. So I've had pneumonia on 3 occasions. You know, and these problems didn't start for me until I started to speak out about people like this. You know, it's been a hard time to line up this interview because the last time I was scheduled to be in this interview, randomly, our car gets hit from the side by a blacked out vehicle, no license plate. That's happened 3 times this month so far.
Really?
Somebody didn't want me to do this interview. Yeah, somebody didn't want me to do this interview. You know, I'm somebody where I've had FBI come to my house before and tell me they found a threat against my life. So, you know, I'm well versed in this world. But, you know, I got round the clock security. One of them was sitting right here with me right now. This is.
All right, I'm back, y'all. So I just wanted to skip around a little bit and see what's going on here. It's a lot of people talking about the whole case. I'm trying to find what the heck did I do? Okay, hold on. Yeah, I got so many screens up. This is crazy. Let me take this out because it's confusing me. This is crazy. Oh, here we go, right here. Boom. That's crazy. So some people are saying that they feel like Cassie was definitely in an induced. Cassie was definitely in a euphoria as far as she was a victim because he kept her high. You know, he kept her sedated, and their relationship was purely like pimps and hoes, basically, which is so ironic. Let's see. What is this?
The oil wasn't laced, so I'm holding out hope that it could come from business.
Oh, everybody's talking about the trial. Kawan Brown arrested the P. Diddy trial. P. Diddy is just one man. He had help. Yeah, he definitely had help. P. Diddy definitely had help. And Cassie is actually spilling the beans on some of the help. Some of the helps were the handlers, like his chief of staff, his drivers. His drivers were known to go and pick up drugs and bring them back to Cassie. Valiums, Percocets, what else she said? Other kind of pills. Shit, they did everything but shoot up in their arms. They did everything but actually do a needle. Like, that's how I feel. Ketamine, MD, GHB, which I have no idea what the hell is GHB. I thought that was literally something. I don't even know what GHB. Do y'all know what GHB? I don't know what the hell GHB is. Okay, but jeez, they were doing some real hard drugs. Let's see. Trying to find who's live talking about. Let's see. All right, let's go back to our screen. Let me share my screen. They're actually on break right now, y'all. So I wonder, are they gonna bring up Don Monday or would it be Aubrey all day? That's kind of where they are now. So they know for sure that Aubrey O'Day and basically making the band Don Richard. Yeah, let's see what she had to say because Don Richard did have some things to say about P. Diddy. Will she be repeating the same thing? Let's see. I think she said one time he made her. I don't know why they, daddy. Yeah, daddy, all right. Let me see. It might be on here. Dirty Money, Kalina, and Don. I think this is Kalina. Yeah, that's this. Yeah, that's one of the band members, but that's not the one. Let's see something. Man, it's so hard to find. Let's see. Oh, we already know what RBO Day had to say. She had nothing good to say. Don Richards and RBO Day will be testifying in a Diddy trial, Don being the next witness to hit the stand for Cassie after Cassie is done. Yep, that's what I heard. Don, yep, from the group Dandy Kane, talks about how P. Diddy where had no clue they were going to be big. She's a pretty girl too. Wow. Imagine you wanted to be like a superstar and the only way to get famous is to go through this person who has such a power trip. Art of dialogue confirmed on day 4 of Diddy's trial that the next witness for day 5 will be done. Will be done. Open up. Yep. I watched Cassie grow up from a little girl that was willing to give every MF lap dancing. Oh wow. What the hell is this? Mm. She says she don't fuck with Don like that. And Don is the next person to come on the stand. It's clearly, I'm pretty sure he did have something to do with this whole separate thing. But this was when was this? Shout out to Breakbeat Media. This is Kalina, and I believe she's on Diddy's side. Yeah, she definitely drunk, y'all. She just that was the drunk point right there. That voice still there though. She has a beautiful voice. Stronger. Huh? Wow. She said Don is weird. That's what she said. Have your next witness ready by tomorrow. Who are they? The prosecutors are bringing up Don Richard. There you have it. Wendy somewhere. This be funny. Aubrey O'Day. Sometimes you gotta learn to be quiet, even when you got a lot to say. That RBO, they gonna give it up. But her story has never changed, honestly. Um, Shortly after the news broke that Don Richard is also suing Diddy, formerly Babs, formerly of the band, made an IG post reading. Sometimes you gotta learn to be quiet when you got a lot to say. She said, I'm gonna spill it all on trial. Yep, Megan Kuneff. Singer Don Richard will testify against Sean Diddy Combs tomorrow. Richard was part of the Danity Kane girl group founded by Combs, and she was in his Dirty Money band. Richard is suing Combs for sexual assault. She says she's witnessed him repeatedly abuse Cassie. So this is going to be interesting. Yep. I think this is Don's attorney. I think. Let me see. Lisa Bloom confirms that the judge rejects Diddy's bail due to witness tampering involved her. Oh, so Don was the one. Did he threaten her? What? Mm, mm. That's the part I really want to know. They said they had underage people. Who are they talking about? I really did she just say that? Or am I tripping on that? This is Don Richards' attorney. 11 victims from the Epstein thing is crazy because they don't even give you much media coverage about the Epstein thing. It's like, okay, yeah, he allegedly hung himself in jail and case closed. So it's kind of like it's weird. Wait a minute. Um, Thank you, Love Super Club, for what you say. You said Cassie is case of complex trauma from childhood. Parents didn't give her a chance to express feelings or say no and carried that into relationships. Ego also drove her to stay, enjoy media coverage. Thank you. That's a good point. Cause this stuff don't happen just right off the whim. Like that's why it's so important that you check people backgrounds too. Like especially, you know what I'm saying? Like even me, I have kids. I want to know people background before they even come into, you know, my family household. But yeah, I do feel like she do have some childhood trauma. Cause how can you be so even what's the girl name? Kalina said she was very naive. Trauma from childhood. Parents didn't give her a chance to express feelings. Yeah, I agree with that. She enjoyed being a star slash Diddy's girls. That's reasonable for someone young her age. Yep. And he also, you know, that's a good point too. She wasn't used to all that. I mean, it came to her so fast. It just felt like, you know, she was just so enamored by it. Anybody at her age at 22 years old would be so, if you're getting thrown, you know, you're engaging with a millionaire, you would be enamored by that too. So the naive part, I can definitely get that. I just can't get the whole 10-year thing, like staying in it for that long and nobody encouraged to even step in um, because they were so afraid of Diddy. So that's sad. That's really sad. Thank you for your comment. That is crazy. Yeah, that's gonna be a deal breaker. And I believe they're gonna ask her about that on the when Dawn come up to testify. It's gonna all come out. For verbal, so Dawn's lawsuit claims Combs verbally abused her, assaulted her, as sexual battery, and intentionally infliction of emotional distress. But I don't see how that is a federal offense. It seems like that would be state, right? Or am I crazy? Um, okay. This they took a little break, so let me go back and see if no, not that one. Let me go back for a second. Enter inner city first. That's where I'm getting on my updates to y'all. They took a break. I don't know. Judge, yep, they're on a break. Now, real break. Yep, yep, yep. They're back. Oh, okay. So 2 minutes ago, they're back. Cassie's still on the stand. As you know, this is her last day on the stand with cross examination. P. Diddy attorney says Mr. Combs wrote, "You're so predictable. You said you were going to tell him you didn't want to do freak offs anymore, but you didn't say it, did you?" Cassie said, "I did not." Boom. She said to the prosecution, though, she didn't want to do them. But the defense is asking her, did you like tell him you didn't want to do them? Or was that just something, you know, in her head? I did not. She said she did not tell him she didn't want to do them anymore. So, it's crazy. The attorney says, here, you were suggesting freak offs with a girl. So, let's see. Oh, shoot. We must got an update. Let me go back up. That was 3 minutes ago. Man, 22 seconds ago. Diddy's attorney says, you say you found a photo of Mr. Combs with Gina. There goes Gina again. Gina, it's been alleged that Gina took some hush money. She's not going to be testifying. I don't know if Diddy's family paid her off, but yeah. Diddy's attorney asked Cassie, you say you found a photo of Mr. Combs with Gina while you were staying with your parents in Connecticut, right? Cassie says yes. Diddy attorney asks, Cassie, you decided to break up with him and he didn't threaten you, but suggested couples counseling. Cassie says, I don't know. How did she find a picture of Gina? How did that happen? Curious to see that. Gina says she's not coming to court. She's going to stick around. I believe Gina is kind of like more possessive than Cassie at this point. Because, girl, why are you not testifying? After you've already gave prosecution a statement. What is that about? That's the same thing. They're back. Like Gina was on Tasha K Live telling all her business, but now you don't want to testify. That is odd. It's like, okay, they're back. He wrote to her that you're so predictable. Yeah, don't y'all find that kind of weird? Like that is weird. And now she's nowhere to be found. So they might have swapped Gina's testimony because I know Jonathan Audie, Aria Day, Don Richard, those are some of the people that will be testifying. Those are the three lineups. Hold on, let me go back. I need to refresh this. Always refreshing. I got some good internet today. I hate when they play those videos. I already got a lot going on. Okay, so let's go to New York Post. I don't know why this is so big. Let's get down a little bit. Come on, you crazy thing. Crazy internet. I think Arbio Day is going to be the action. Besides, what didn't she say they had some names? Interesting. Are we talking about Justin at this point? Yeah, she did express that she hated Gene. That was the reason why she actually stopped wanting to be in foot fights with Peter. She said she hated Chris Brown. Named the big trial along with missing NFL player Cassie had an affair with. An NFL player? Who's that? I can't make this up. Yeah, right. What Diddy Combs attorney suspected to conduct a Cassie Friday? Yep. As the trial against the Harvard into the fifth day, more celebrity names came up, including Chris Brown and a mystery NFL player Cassie said she had an affair with. He kept the music mogul 55 kept a poker face this week as pregnant Cassie described being physically and emotionally abused for 10-year relationship. Yeah. Chris Brown comes up with Cassie's testimony. Cassie says P. Diddy was very weary of her dating or giving attention to other men, even during breaks in their decade-long relationship. She says hip-hop star took her phone on these occasions. We know about that. He found out she was dating a football player, and when she suspected her of dancing with the singer Chris Brown, Cassie didn't name the player and denied dancing with Chris Brown. What Chris got to do with this? This is crazy. Yeah, he definitely be in charge of something. Did they do any updates? Okay, at 10:24, judge is frustrated with lawyers over delays. I can't pronounce the name. I'm not even gonna chop it. Complained to lawyers during a 10-minute break that Diddy's attorney's cross-examinations have been interrupted too often by disputes over evidence. The judge has tried to clear the way for jurors to be brought in on time for what was hoped to be Cassie's last big witness stand. On the video, Combs says P. Diddy says, he has God in my heart. The judge watched it and then decided the argument was moot because the defense agreed not to show the video to the juror. So the video says God is in my heart. The judge watched it and then decided the argument was moot because the defense agreed not to show it. Okay. One item in dispute. So this is what is in dispute, whether it should be shown to the jury or not. A recording P. Diddy made when he went to rehabilitation after a March 2016 attack on Cassie at the Elevator Bank of Los Angeles Hotel. Prosecutors Emily Johnson said the video showed Combs wandering through nature as he spoke of religion and God. She described it as an effort by Mr. Combs' lawyers to seek sympathy for the jury. Well, yeah, definitely. Why do you think his kids is there? That's what. That's not. On the video, P. Diddy says he has God in his heart. The judge watched it and then decided the argument was smoke, meaning smoke, because the defense agreed not to show the video to the jury. Um, wow, look at that. The sketch artist had to make it. Oh wow, that's a huge bruise on somebody's back. So you have Cassie. That's that prompt that I was telling you about. Like whenever they want to show Cassie something like an evidence, she gets to see it on a screen, and the other people don't. And then they have monitors for the jury to watch. That's crazy. Resurfaced clip shows Cassie embracing her husband. Um, I remember. Alice versus was a 50K for the couple. Okay. Alice is strong. Still looking better too. Oh, man, that's crazy. Cassie appears frustrated during cross-examination. Diddy's attorney, Anna, questioned Cassie about her prior statements, where she claimed she was still developing when she met Diddy. Women keep developing after 22, don't you think? Cassie asked. You're not suggesting you were not fully developed at 22? Diddy's attorney asked Cassie, who then looked up and turned her head from side to side. No, she replied. I mean, your frontal lobe doesn't stop developing until you're 22. So technically, she was still of age and grown, but yeah, it's iffy. Let's see something here. I don't know why this one is not showing. Cassie threatened to kill men who had freak off videos on the phone. How they wrote that is crazy. As juries heard a recording of a distressed Cassie screaming at a friend who said he had seen a video of her performing sex acts. In the recording made by Cassie in 2013, the man claimed to have the video on his phone. Cassie is heard pleading to see the video and then threatening to kill him if it became public. I've never killed anyone in my life, but I will kill you, Cassie told the man, punctuating her threats with profanity. Cassie acknowledged in her testimony that Combs subsequently made efforts to keep the video private. The porn star Diddy forced onto Cassie at sick freak-offs, including Trump hotel shooter. Yeah, let me see her. That's why. Cassie Ventura's emotional testimony this week included sordid details. More than a dozen porn stars, male extortionists allegedly forced to have unprotected sex with as her ex, Sean Combs, watched. Now Daily Mail can reveal the name she was talking about. Meet the porn stars Diddy forced into Cassie's sick freak-offs. It's just when freak-offs with Trump shooter Jonathan Hyde. I had sex with Cassie Ventura, Sean Combs. Basically, he would masturbate, tell me what to do with Cassie. I was like a sex slave. That's what Jonathan Hyde said. That video is crazy if y'all ever watched it. All right, let's go back here. I don't know why this one open. Close that. All right. Diddy's attorney asked Cassie in August of 2018, you called it a closure conversation. Mr. Combs was inviting you to Burning Man, right? Cassie said yes. Diddy's attorney asked Cassie, I'll read Mr. Combs' messages. I'll read Mr. Combs. You have anger, Cassie. And then Cassie says, I'm reading this oral and chopping it up. Then Cassie says, I wrote, my family knows I am not running around telling our business. Cassie then says, I wrote, I don't need you to be taken I don't need you to be taking time. Wait, I don't need you to be take of Kim and Gina. Taking care of. Okay, so Cassie wrote, I don't need you to be taking care of Kim and Gina. I needed you to put me first. Mr. Combs, Diddy's attorney says, please read these. Cassie said, I wrote, you lied to me. She never went away. It was the nail in the coffin. Uh, Sounds like she's jealous in this text. Diddy's attorney says, you meant Gina, the photo? Yes. Okay. So apparently this is the text that she sent to Diddy saying that I know Gina, yeah. So it sounds like she was trying to give P. Diddy ultimatum, like, I know you're taking care of Kim and Gina, but regardless of those two, she wanted to be put first. And she was letting him know, like, she knew that he never actually left Gina, that they're still actually, messing around. And for her, like she said a long time ago, that put the nail in the coffin for her. She wasn't gonna go through that. I mean, here I am doing free calls, getting sores in my mouth, getting black eyes, getting bruises on my back, and I can't be first. I mean, that's crazy. That's wild. Crazy, deranged. Let me see. Do we have any updates? Thank you guys for the comments. I surely appreciate it. I appreciate it, guys. All right, so let's see if we have any updates. Let's go back to Twitter. Cassie. They have a beautiful family though. She looks so happy and healthy. Like seriously. Look how cute that is. Oh, so they're on their third baby. Okay. Yeah, she looks way more healthy. She's a pretty girl. Pretty girl. Look at the pain in her eyes. That was emotionally her. Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's some latest. It's time for the freak off this party. So this lady actually, while we're waiting for an update from Inner City, I was just gonna go back to Twitter because there was something this lady went viral about saying. Hold on, make sure we didn't miss anything. 1 minute ago. Okay, here we go. Diddy's attorney, in your civil lawsuit, you say Mr. Combs barred you in September of 2018 after you had dinner at an Italian restaurant in Malibu, right? Cassie said yes. Did you meet with the U.S. on November the 30th of 2023? Cassie said yes, not the exact date. So their relationship was over in 2017, according to Cassie. So the civil lawsuit says that a year later, well, Cassie's saying not the exact date of September 2018, but she had dinner with P. Diddy at an Italian restaurant in Malibu, and that's when he barred her. And then 3 years later, that's when she met with prosecution. The feds. That's when she met with the feds, y'all. Like, why keep going in his proximity if this is what he does? Like, I don't get that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so much as I get into it, just seems more like a revenge type thing. I'm not saying like she didn't get abused or he didn't do those things to her. It just seems like she was like hell bent on making him pay. I mean, I think after 2017, she had probably already made her mind up. Like, I'm just going to go and get all my evidence and get all my ducks in order. because this sucker gotta pay. He gotta pay. Selling for 20 million is crazy. Let's see what this lady had to say. I'm inclined to actually agree with her a little bit, because that is true. As beautiful as Cassie is, she can attract anybody she wants, right? So I'm inclined to agree with her, like the access, but also also this is crazy because when you're young, you want to be in a, you know what I'm saying, you want to be in a mix, you want to be lit, you want to have fun, you want to, you know what I'm saying, you want somebody to, bring, you know what I'm saying, bring your vibe up. And she was an artist too. She was looking to, be in the industry anyway. So it fit, it fit right into the lifestyle that she was actually looking to have. So yeah, I think that's why I say it's hard to say she's like 100% the victim, because she should have just focused on her music. And had she not, you know what I'm saying, like got so enamored with P. Diddy and focused on her music, she wouldn't have got into that kind of lifestyle, where she was being, sexually exploited or, used as drugs. She got into the lifestyle and she just went 0 to 100, right? She started getting on these expensive drugs, things that she probably wouldn't find as a normal person on the street, right? She wouldn't have got, so sexually hyper and, coerced by him. But yeah, once she got into that, I think she literally dug a hole deeper for herself to get out of. Like, she's right. She's right. Now that part about not taking ass whooping for 10 years, that could be a regular smuggler person too. Like, I would be inclined to agree with her about Cassie wouldn't have stayed in a relationship and took a beating for 10 years, because truth of the matter is they got some regular degular guys out here that be beating on their women and they be rock bottom, you know what I'm saying, like trash, like fucked up men, like they be fucked up. Like that's not 100% like, oh, she said, well, Cassie wouldn't have took no ass beating for 10 years from somebody else. Well, I don't know about that. Because regular people get into it like that too, and they be going through stuff like that. Yeah. And it was because he was P. Diddy, the access. Thank God she don't look like the drugs she did. Because those are some hard ass drugs. And she don't look like one bit of it. Hmm. What through? Thank you, Miller. Oh, it's fine, brother. Give he did it a business, baby. He did the music. They say Justin Bieber posted a video yesterday of himself eating a slice of pizza as Cassie took the stand at Diddy's trial. The fact that he put it in a RV or high red light, makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. Now this is Jonathan Oddie. This is the escort. Now it's too big. Let's see what he has to say. This man said this in 2018. Oh, wow. Oh, shit. What happened? Might have rewinded too much. Yeah, I heard him. He said he caught herpes. Now, that's got to be true because Cassie said, who was that? Somebody said that one of the first escort, the Phyllis guy, the first escort, say he kept asking Cassie for her medical records, her my chart. That's what we call it down here in the South. They kept asking for her medical records, and they would never present them. So he stopped having sex with Cassie Raw. This man said he actually contracted an STD. So he did have a video recording. He did. They thought this man was crazy. Excuse me. They thought he was crazy. Oh my God. Let's go back. They gotta be back from break. It's 11, so I'm pretty sure they're about to take a lunch break in a minute. Hold on. Let's see. 7. Okay, so we do have 2 new updates. Okay, so let's go back up. Let's go back up. All right. P. Diddy attorney asks Cassie, in this meeting, you said the R took place after Mr. Combs returned from Burning Man. And from Burning Man, you said he was acting strangely at the dinner. Cassie says, I don't remember exactly the word. P. Diddy's attorney said, did you meet the U.S. on April 8th? Cassie said they had the date wrong. April 8th of 2025? That's this year. That was last month before the trial started. She said around then. So she had another meeting with them, or they try to say it was in September, I think. Let me go back down for a second. Let's see. Diddy's attorney says, this message to Facebook, who's that? Cassie says, Frank Black, a name he used. Remember, that was his code name, Frank Black. He wrote, Diddy's attorney he wrote, I'm in an investors conference. We'll get back to this. You still have love for me. Cassie said, I have love for the past and what it was. Interesting. She have love for the past and what it was. Facebook message. Okay. So are they still talking in 2024? I don't think so. I think this is an old message. Remember, this shit happened 10 years ago. 9 minutes ago. Yeah, that happened 10 minutes ago. Let me see. Here's what Diddy meant by the Matrix. Cassie's text revealed the trial. Too high. Ketamine, MDMA. That ain't normal shit. Text pulled up by defense appeared to show Cassie taking lead in planning 2016 freak-off at LA Hotel before infamous Diddy attack. Messages between Cassie Ventura and Sean Diddy Combs appear to show the owner of the singer taking the lead on planning a freak-off at the hotel where the following music mode beat her up. You were suggesting doing a freak-off at a hotel. Diddy's attorney asked Cassie. It doesn't say it here, Cassie explained before saying yes. This is all arranging for the freak-off. That's about to happen at the Intercontinental, and we've all seen the effects of it, Diddy's attorney said, and Cassie says yes. The messages were broached by the defense attorney toward the end of the testimony Thursday and may be raised again. Okay. Get this out of here. So good. NSC. Getting paid though, the audio. My guys, overtime. Frank Black, that's what they need to represent. I don't know why they're not calling like drivers or somebody. I don't understand. Like the people that are saying there's complicit in this stuff, right? Who actually probably booked her flights. I need to see paper trails, booking flights, money being exchanged, transfer of funds, like something, traffic tickets where, this is just a relationship that was really toxic so far. And it don't give it. I'm not trying to take up for Diddy, but this man is on trial for his life. And if you're going to say he literally ex-trafficked somebody, Yeah. And then, you know, he ordered somebody. Where is this going? It's all over the place. It's really a mess. It really is a mess. Let me go to my YouTube. Hold on. Stop sharing for a second, y'all. Let's see something. This is crazy. Oh shit. Well, you know what? Hold on. Let me see. Then you got Chris Brown. He's in more trouble. Jeez, I thought he was doing really well. To be reading all her text messages is crazy. Listen. Let's see.
Her career, of course, Cassie was threatened or felt threatened that Diddy could end her career if she did come forward. She was asked on the stand a little bit of a reversal, the fact that her civil settlement, this trial, this.
Yeah, so that's a lot. I really don't know what to say. Just says live. Let's see what she got to say.
At the courthouse. Are live outside the courthouse. Sorry, I missed you guys earlier, but there was so much commotion going on. You guys come in there and sit down. We need to talk. Cassie literally talked about Jonathan Ivey. She said that he tried to smell her. And
hold on. Let me see if I can just share. Also share audio tab. Let's listen to. Let me see. Hold on, y'all.
court FO tapes. Get this, Jonathan. He had court FO tapes. Get this, Jonathan did it for his own protection. He said that he thought Diddy might blame him for Cassie's. You guys, we got to talk about this, and this is something big. Hold on really quick. Listen, good morning, everybody. First of all, how are things going? Hold on really quick.
Shout out to Tissa Towels. I love how she be covering stuff, and she's giving it up. She says that Jonathan Ollie actually had a video, but we just saw that on YouTube. YouTube. We just saw that he said that he actually recorded her.
Again, Cassie said that Jonathan Ollie had a freak off tape. She said he weirded her out. He didn't trust it. Trusted. Jonathan Ivey said, yeah, I taped you, but guess what? I did it for my own protection. On top of that, Diddy's team is up to struggling. I really, at this point, and I've been sitting around a lot of legal experts, we don't know what the point is. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter. I do know this. It seems like Diddy is intent on destroying Cassie's reputation. 100% intent. He lost everything. And let me tell you something, Cassie is inside of his head. There was a thing where people said that Cassie was giggling in court. She was not laughing, but Cassie does a nervous thing like, huh, whenever she feels nervous, okay? This is true. Even in her text message, she does that. However, in court, when they said, what did he value the most? Cassie said his reputation, no, his success, right? And Diddy looked like he wanted to explode, okay? Diddy looks like he wanted.
Yeah, so that was the clip from Tissa Tales. Man, it's looking bad for him. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's what it's looking like, y'all. That's what it's looking like. Anyway, so, I'm going to go gather up. Well, yeah. Let me see if the other. Let me see. Stop sharing. Where am I? Oh, silly me. I forgot to stop sharing that. All right. So let's see. 1 second. I'm trying to see, do we have any updates from Inner City? Because they're still in court. I'm pretty sure they're going to take a break in a little while. I have love for the past. It's crazy. And here, yeah, it's crazy. New York Post ain't really been updating like that. That's wild. What's going on, New York Post? You are not covering the story? Uh-uh. Mm-mm. So far, how do y'all feel about Cassie's testimony? And this could be true. Yo, Wendy was really. Somebody said, "Laugh my ass off." Yo, Wendy Williams was really the one to clock Diddy's tea every single time. She would have been she would have been having a field day on Hot Topics right now. Let me share this with y'all. Love some Wendy. I'm not gonna be able to share this live like that. Wendy is crazy. Wendy said the girl won't be able to apply for the mortgage. Our girl went. Crazy. And that's the thing, he got that kind of power. For sure. For sure he did. What that's about. I think they had a call with Suge Knight. Let me see if I can find it. What Suge Knight had to say about um let me hold on, y'all. This is crazy. They need to leave this thing alone. The hell? Let me find the one where Suge Knight had a conversation. Suge Knight. Let's see if they have another update real quick. Let's see. All right, we do have another update. After yet another sidebar, Diddy's attorneys, you wrote, I didn't mean to be a bitch. I just don't get the time. He writes, just need you to be positive dash correct. Correct? Cassie said yes. So Cassie wrote to Diddy say, I didn't mean to be a bitch. I just don't get time. I mean, she don't get time with him. And then Diddy writes, you just need to be more positive, right? You just need to be positive. So they're trying to show like he wasn't always disrespectful to her. There was some times where he was just like, you need to be more positive. You need to be more great. You need to be more, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Cassie's like, yes. Then there's an exhibit that comes in from Diddy's attorney. This is about a yoga instructor. Cassie says, yeah. I guess this is where Alice Fines comes in at. Diddy's attorney says, what did you write? Cassie says, I wrote, I stopped even caring. Diddy's attorney says, but you did care. And Cassie says, yeah. Diddy's attorney asks Cassie, so he said, you could date other people. Let's just talk about it, correct? Cassie says, yes. So they're slowly but surely unraveling that this was consensual. Because that's the defense whole thing, right? What is this? Still the audio played for the juries. Cassie said, I would effing kill you. I've never killed anyone in my life. I'm going to F you up. It's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. I'm not playing with you. Shujit, tell me. Don't know what that Shujit is, but okay. Yeah, he definitely took a video. For sure. For sure. I stopped caring, but you did. Yeah. All right, let's go back to Twitter. Sugar Knight. Diddy. Because this is all crazy. Mm. All right, let's go back. See if we got any updates. Any updates, y'all? What time is it now? Let's see. This has been our good friend. No updates yet. Wait, let me make sure. Refresh. As you come in, guys, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Okay, so hold on. Let's go back. Because Interpress has been my go-to. All right, no new updates yet. All right, let's see. Hold on. Where was I? Jeez. I think I was up there somewhere. So far. So Cassie's still on the stand, y'all, and they're still asking her questions about her private text messages that she texted Diddy on Facebook and Facebook under his code name Frank Black. She's supposed to be on the stand till 4:30 today. I'm pretty sure they're gonna, leave earlier than that. But that's where we are so far. I'm trying to find another link. Let's see if I can see something else. Give me a second. Let's go here.
Tired of paying too much on your car insurance? Save hundreds in just 5 minutes with Go Auto. And that's
What's up, chat? Let me see. Let me go back for a second. Why is it? I don't know what that is. Trying to find. Law and crime seems to be up there. Mine. So this is day 5. Let's see. Let me go back over here. Day 5 for sure. One second, y'all. Give me a second. Oh, no. CNN. So I kind of wanted to look up his charges too. Let's see what's going on. Let me see what this says.
So, it's always an open question, right? It's the issue is really, we can hear things that the jury sometimes doesn't hear, right? We can view things that the jury doesn't view. Why do I say that? Because at the end of the day, remember, there are 12 jurors. And with those 12 jurors, they have to be, right, unanimous. Every one of them has to find guilt. If any one of them says, hey, I'm not convinced, you have a hung
All right, so I want to stop there, y'all, and go back and see if we have any updates from here. All right, we do. We have two. Seems like he's on like two at a time. Y'all. He's trying. Okay, let's go back up. Combs' attorney asks, "Your now husband didn't know you were with Mr. Combs at the time." Attorney asks, and you write back, "We can embrace level out," and you want to hug him right. Um. Okay, so let's go back up. Hold on. Okay, so Miss Diddy's attorney says, "What did Mr. Combs say when you told him you thought Mr. R was recording?" That's where it was kind of more than 2 hours. So I'm looking for something else. I don't know if they're disappearing as he put them out, but it's really crazy. All right, so Diddy's attorney says, um, and you write back, "We can embrace laugh aloud," and you wanted to hug him, right? Cassie said, "That's what I." Cassie replies, "That's what I said." Diddy's attorney asks Cassie, did you have sexual intercourse with Mr. Combs that night?" Cassie said, "I did." Um, Diddy's attorney asks Cassie, and during that, and during that, your now husband FaceTimed you, yes? Diddy's attorney says your now husband didn't know you were with Mr. Combs at that time. Cassie says, "I don't know what he knew." Diddy's attorney asked Cassie, later he discovered it. Prosecution said objection. Judge said overruled. And Diddy's attorney says, you don't, you didn't, you don't, your husband, you were raped. Okay, so Diddy's attorney said, "You told your husband you were R'." And Cassie says, "Not that evening." Okay, so yeah, they're getting to the fact about her telling her husband that she was R'. And she was still saying, what was that? She was still saying them. Let's see, anything new? 8 minutes ago. All right, let's see, back to the video.
Between the two, Ventura said, "I would say." But the prosecution
Defense attorneys for Sean Diddy Combs will continue their cross-examination of his former girlfriend, trying to prove she was a willing participant in his now infamous sex parties. Cassie Ventura faced a tough interrogation on Thursday. CNN's Elizabeth Waygrasser has details on day 4 of Diddy's racketeering and sex trafficking trial in New York.
Each character and each actor that came into the project brought their own thing to the table.
A 21-year-old Cassie Ventura in 2008, promoting the film Step Up 2.
Oh my God, it was an overwhelming experience, but exciting all at the same time.
During day 1 of cross-examination, she
All right, so there was an update. Let me read that. 2 minutes ago, I think that was the only one. Sure. This is what's happening in the court. In the city press actually inspect what the prosecutors are actually asking Cassie and Courtney. Diddy's attorney asked Cassie after Miss Kim's Porter's memorial service, you wrote to him that you were going home. Why had he called Kim his soulmate? I mean, after Kim's Porter's memorial service, you wrote to him that you were going home. Why had he called Kim his soulmate? What was the 11 years all about? Cassie said, yes, that's what I wrote. Diddy's attorney asks Cassie, that was painful. I mean, that was hurtful. And Cassie says, at that time, yes. Diddy's attorney asked Cassie after the memorial service, you never saw Mr. Combs again, right? Cassie said, I did not. Diddy's attorney asks Cassie, he let you go, right? Cassie said, I never saw him again. I don't know about letting me go. Diddy's attorney says, you got married to the love of your life, right? So clearly they're trying to establish basis that she wasn't being held hostage. Like, she was free to roam and go as she pleased. That's the total opposite of what she's been implicating, is that, oh, I had to do this, or if I didn't do this, I felt threatened, so they're getting down to that in like a little, like a really particular crazy way. Let's see. Ex-girlfriend, yep. There we go. I mean, does this make Diddy gay? I don't know. But I know I wouldn't want a man who actually wants another man's man milk on him. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah. Yep. So this is text messages definitely between 2007 and 2018. It's crazy. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go on break in a little while, which I'll probably go on break too in a little while. Yep. The last thing they talked about was after Cassie's. That is wild. Like, it seems like this girl was just gone. Basically. Let's see what else shouldn't I have to say about Diddy.
Pac was real smart. So before he say something, he'll go do his homework. He'll say, okay, this guy right here, they say he gay, he go both ways. I'm not gonna put it out there on him yet, but I'm gonna do my research. And if it's true, the world should know. Because this guy might be around one of those little kids one day and mess around with him. And, you know, so I'm gonna do it too.
So rumors are going around that Tupac was planning to expose Diddy for being on the DL and getting inappropriate with his young proteges after a video of Suge Knight resurfaced, where Suge claimed that Pac was worried a certain producer could harm kids. Now, this isn't the first time we're hearing about these types of allegations about Diddy, and the internet previously called him out over his questionable behavior around Usher and Justin Bieber when they were just teenagers. But did Pac suspect that Diddy was allegedly doing something inappropriate with boys and young men? And is this the reason Pac and Diddy fell out? Let's break it down.
And you got a boyfriend that works for you, a real boyfriend who used to be a dancer. So I'm gonna do it too. Actually save him from a little child. That's why Pac attacked certain rappers and said they gay.
Diddy is still trending following the arrest of his former associate, Keefe D, for his involvement in the murder of Tupac Shakur, and social media is buzzing with conspiracy theories about Diddy's connection to the case. And the latest theory to gain traction online claims that Tupac knew something about Diddy's alleged inappropriate behavior around young male artists. As you probably know, disturbing rumors recently started spreading online, claiming that Diddy allegedly did some questionable things to his young music proteges, Usher and Justin Bieber. And now an interview with Tupac's label boss, Suge Knight, resurfaced, in which Suge seemingly hinted that Pac wanted to expose Diddy's inappropriate behavior. These stories about Diddy have been circulating for a long time, and Jaguar Wright recently claimed that a former bad boy lawyer told her she once walked in on Diddy and R&B singer Christopher Williams.
She witnessed something. She witnessed something that was disturbing to her. But what was really disturbing to her was the conversation that she had with Diddy after. See, Christopher Williams, I don't know, I guess he wanted to sign. I don't know what happened. But Puff was supposed to be giving him a demo deal, and he gave him a demo deal, and I guess it was supposed to turn into an album deal, which that never happened. But this young woman walked in to get approval on some paperwork. See. And when she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. And when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff.
Jaguar also hinted that this is all about power and control, and Diddy allegedly enjoys making straight men do whatever he asks them to.
He said, I'll do whatever I want to do in my building. And I just don't know. He was like, it's power, see. I can make a man, he said, if I can make a man suck my, I can make people do anything for money. That's what you said, Puff, about Christopher Williams sucking it for a demo deal, and you cut him a check.
Jaguar also mentioned that viral interview with Kevin Hart, Diddy, and Usher, and she pointed out that a lot of people missed one important detail in this interview.
You was in a hotel room, and you had a dildo in the bed, and everybody was trying to skip past that part, and you just had a dildo in the bed. What was you using it for? Who was you using it on? Was you using it on yourself? Did somebody else use it on you? Why are you doing videos in hotel rooms with dildos and men? Only men present. Because you're a sodomite, that's why. Like, I don't know if every man that's had a sexual dealing with you, if it's been consensual.
Now, in this interview that Jaguar's talking about, Diddy made some very problematic comments about Usher, claiming that he and Usher used to wake up together and wrestle when Usher was 10. And keep in mind that Diddy is almost a decade older than Usher.
When we used to wake up and, pause, but like just that. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
By the way, it's no secret that Usher used to live with Diddy when he was a teenager. Usher himself admitted that L.A. Reid sent him to Puffy's flavor camp when he was just 13 or 14. However, since Diddy said in that interview he used to wake up with 10-year-old Usher, it definitely raises some questions about when exactly Diddy met Usher and why they were sleeping under the same roof when Usher was 10.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor
some...
Camp.
Yeah, that's what it was called. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Probably not.
Puff was real.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't do that.
I don't think Cassie is in a situation where she has.
Cool. So let's go back and see if they have any tweets. Yeah, we're probably gonna go on break. It's like 15 minutes to lunch time. Yeah, nothing new yet, guys. So, New York Post. New York Post has been doing a terrible job. I gotta find some other place. Mhm. Let me see what this has to say. It says, Sean Diddy Combs' ex-bodyguard reveals he was poisoned 3 times and struck by vehicle before. I think this guy, Big Homie, that's his name. Big Homie is his name. This was yesterday, May 15th at 6:15 p.m. Um, Sean Diddy Combs' ex-bodyguard Emmanuel Newton, also known as Big Homie, revealed he risked his life to appear on the Thursday, May 15th broadcast of the Piers Morgan Uncensored podcast. Along this path, I've been poisoned 3 times. My toxicology report shows cyanide. You know, cyanide metabolizes into pneumonia in your body. So I've had pneumonia on 3 different occasions, Big Homie claimed. These problems didn't start for me until I started to speak out about people like this. He elaborated, you know, it's been a hard time to line up this interview because the last time I was scheduled to be in this interview, randomly our car got hit from the side by a blacked out vehicle with no license plate. This happened 3 times this month so far. Somebody didn't want me to do this interview, Big Homie suggested. Diddy's federal crime trial began on May 12th in Manhattan, New York, where he will be tried over the next several weeks for racketeering, conspiracy, ex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Despite his not guilty plea, the musician could face up to life in prison if found guilty. In discussing the trial, Big Homie told Morgan that followers of the case should expect to witness peculiarities as personalities as more information is revealed in the courtroom. And when these trials come out, the closer you get to the trial date, a lot of things start happening to remove people from the case that are going to strengthen the case for the prosecution, he noted. Oh, wow. Sean Diddy Combs scandal. Security guard admits he's seen videos of celebrities participating in disgraced freak-offs. Cassie Ventura reveals rapper swinger lifestyle. Cassie admits rapper went crazy when he found out she cheated on him with Kid Cudi. This is crazy. I feel like we're watching the take place now with one of the male sex worker guys who provided tapes to the feds. He disappeared. The ex-bodyguard said of victim 3, a key witness who went missing before they were supposed to testify against Diddy. I expect to see a lot of strange things take place. I expect to see the defense team do a lot of steps to lighten the image of Combs. And we've been watching that take place. Big Homie started. Big Homie claims he is hard to kill. Diddy's ex-bodyguard suggested that it would be in the artist's best interest if I were dead, adding, good luck with that though. I've been proven to be hard to kill. So far, Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie and others have provided critical testimonies against their alleged criminal. Me and you singer claimed Diddy attacked her after he found out she was seeing musician Kid Cudi. Okay, let's go back and see if there's any updates. I'm pretty sure they're going to move on. break. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, that's not. No more updates. Let me see. Mhm.
Now that I use Monday Service, AI makes solving tickets my form of meditation. Monday Service is a ticket.
I'm gonna share. Look like we're about to get a look at P. Diddy's family walking into the courtroom. That is one of, that's one of P. Diddy's attorneys. I forgot his name. But that is P. Diddy's attorney. He only got a book sack. Where's the rest of it? He only a lot more paperwork in the book sack. That looks like, I think that's another one of P. Diddy's attorneys. Let's see. I think the family's about to get out in a second. Brian Steele, the infamous Brian Steele. Brian Steele looks sharp as hell. I don't know what it is with them attorneys in them green shoes. They probably expensive though. I ain't gonna say nothing. Man, that man hasn't had a break yet. Diddy's other attorney. Okay, she got her Chanel bag. Looks fine. Oop, Cassie's husband. Let me go past him. I know to get to the point where they show up to court with their notepads and things. I think that's Lisa's son. What is she wearing? All right, so y'all, I'm gonna take a break and I'll be back. Let me refresh and make sure we didn't get anything. I need to go get some water. Use the ladies' room. Inner City looks like he is. I thought I subscribed. This is so weird, but it must be another account. We don't have any new updates. Oh yeah, yeah. So we did go on break. Judge says break. That was 19 minutes ago. We've been waiting about 19 minutes, so I'm gonna go take a break too, guys. I will be back really soon. Okay.